Greetings, citizens, and welcome back to the Hidden Dagger. Ashes of Creation Phase 3, it just isn't another alpha test. It's the moment that the world of Verra finally is going to be alive at 24/7. With no vendor weapons this time, mobs hitting harder, and lawless zones igniting some PvP chaos, and crafting becoming what I think is going to be the lifeblood of survival. This isn't just a test anymore. It's game on. Here's why August 26th is the day I think everything's going to change. So, the next major milestone for Ashes of Creation arrives on the 26th. And Phase 3 just isn't a continuation, it's a massive overhaul, with a fresh wipe, a deeper crafting reliance, and new systems pushing players into both cooperation and conflict. This may be the most exciting, volatile test so far. Here's everything you need to know, including changes straight from the PTR. A fresh start and what to expect on day 1. A full wipe, of course, all progression resets, giving everyone a fresh start. Now, if you're looking to level up quick and you haven't seen the video I just posted, it'll get you to a quick start at level 7 relatively fast, so go give it a look. So as stated before, we are now 24/7, and you're going to have two realms. You're going to have the Shoal, which is going to be NA East, and Lotharia, which is going to be EU West. Again, both running 24/7. I've been waiting for this a very long time. Along with Phase 3 starting, we get a new starting zone, the Anvils, with 28 quests and 8 pocket dungeons, and 15 events. Also, we get Pyre and the Nakua, 2 new races joining the character creation. We also get core gameplay and economy overhauls. We have no more vendor weapons, at least we didn't on the PTR. So it's basically craft or die. On the PTR, vendors no longer sell weapons, or at least they didn't. Bosses can drop gear from what I hear, but the chance is very small. And regular mobs, I was killing hundreds and I got nothing. Whether that was just bad luck, I'm not sure, but we'll find out. Either way, the drop chance is very small. But now, recipes drop everywhere and are absolutely essential. Save everything. Save all your materials. Save all your essences. Crafting just isn't helpful this phase. It's gonna be survival. Like stated before, mob drops I found almost non-existent, except for reagents and recipes that you get, and of course glint. Now commissions, these are very important. Hand these in for loot chests, scrolls, and ticket currency used for commodity crates. Construction crates are also very important. Delivering them gives you strong XP rewards while also helping you build up your nodes. Now, some of the changes with processing, one is you can go ahead and add in all your stuff together and to kind of mix it and get a result. So if you have a bunch of common and you have a bunch of uncommon and you have a few heroic, you're going to be able to get something in between, which is kind of nice. You don't have to do them individually anymore. Now, as far as processing costs and byproducts, regions are everywhere. So nearly every processing step requires one, making crafting more expensive but also more valuable. Not only do they drop from mobs, you also have to buy them off the vendor, which thank God they have a search bar for because there's so many. Talking about items dropping off mobs and reagents dropping off mobs, I will say this. Poop farmers that are used to farming South Lionhold Grims, I think you're in for a shock because I wasn't finding any droppings coming from those gremlins. So beware, you might be farming there for a while and get no shit. With that being said, one of the nice changes is for flax farming especially, you no longer need poop. You can go ahead and buy the reagents and make flax that way. Also, milling now yields wood chips as a byproduct, giving you another useful resource for milling. Now, I haven't confirmed this, but I did hear that cooking fish now gives animal fat. So making fish even more important along with adding those into the commodity crates that are needed as well. As far as combat and PvE updates, mobs definitely seem harder. Expect a tougher fight. And they now call friends more often, so be careful if you're solo out there gathering. It might be much more dangerous than you're used to. Sticking true to their no fast travel mantra, the unstuck command now kills you. This does close a loophole where players are able to fast travel by abusing the mechanic at least every 2 hours. However, with the game still being in alpha, I find myself getting stuck a little bit too much, and either if a GM is not available, guess what? You're screwed. Now, as far as boss loot and world and dungeon bosses, I'm told that they still drop good stuff, but the rates are much lower. So farming them won't be really a reliable gearing path, but they'll provide rare spikes of excitement at least. Now, PvP lawless zones and guild conflict dynamics. With the lawless POIs, This is something that's going to be very interesting. With the Lawless POI zones being rotating hotspots that auto-flag players, supposedly increase experience and loot rates, and drop special Lawless trophies and packages. I expect these to be major flashpoints between especially the bigger guilds, and a lot of smaller guilds are most likely going to get bullied out. Now, some testers hope that Intrepid will eventually add an honor point system similar to Arcade, and I'm one of those people, where PvP participation feeds into a separate currency that we can use down the road. With many veteran guilds coming back to Phase 3 and new ones alike, I expect with guild storage, the ledgers that we have, flexible guild tree, skill spending, Phase 3 guilds are going to be better equipped and more competitive than ever. Add in the scarce resources, crates worth fighting for in the Lawless zones, and the stage is set to have some pretty heavy conflict. Don't be surprised if wars break out pretty quickly. One of the gripes I have, especially with the changes to the mining, where you're getting all the different materials from the basalt and the granite, is the Tetris bag system. Between all the materials we get plus all the rarities, it's just too much, and we're making constant bank runs. Gatherers just can't gather. We got to juggle our inventory and go back way earlier than we wanted to, and it really kind of breaks the immersion and the flow. Now, whether you've bought into Phase 3 or not, I believe the price tag is still $100. So it's all up to you. The good thing is it's 24/7 now, and you know it's going to last at least a year from tomorrow's date. So it's a personal decision. If you decide to get it, hey, I look forward to seeing you out there, and let me know if you see the video. Otherwise, if you want to wait, you can catch me on stream. So, spicy outlook, I think, for Phase 3. It's shaping up to be one of the more volatile tests yet. With the economy-first gameplay where the crafters reign supreme, at least in my opinion, the PV tension is going to be amplified by the Lawless zones and valuable crates, and of course you got the caravans. The guilds are going to be forced into conflict over limited resource. World bosses, I believe, is where you're going to see it the most. And with no vendor gear, expensive processing, and smarter mobs, with a harsher world, Ashes of Creation's Phase 3 is going to feel closer than ever to very dangerous player-driven MMO that Steven Shreef's always promised. So watch your back. Phase 3 won't just be testing systems, it's going to be testing you. And as always, guys, may your caravans find safe passage. Thanks for watching. See you out there.